like set forth the idea of the wild Gadarene for just a few minutes.
Yeah.
I believe it's a historical fact in that. But if that's all it was, you wouldn't need no law. We are by nature self-centered.
Yes, we are.
Yeah.
Man at his best state is always getting drunk. That's what brings this
Trying to establish our own righteousness.
So saying that, if I can't see myself in the scriptures, we don't need a whole lot.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
Jesus said to his disciples, let's go over to the other side.
Yeah.
And when this happened, this was actually Old Testament times. It started in transition, but it was still
Yes, it was.
heavily under the law.
Yes, it was.
Even Jesus told them to obey the
Yep.
letters of the law and give it to the priest for cleansing and such. So I see this being an allegory. An allegory is a natural thing teaching a spiritual lesson.
I agree.
He said, let us go over to the other side. To me, I look at that and I can see law and grace there, going from one covenant to the other.
Sure.
And while he was in the ship, he fell asleep. And I can equate that very close to his 3 days and 3 nights in the tomb.
Yeah.
And the storm arose. There was certainly a storm arose
Yeah. Yeah.
when Christ died.
That's right.
Jesus himself said, smite the shepherd and the sheep will be scattered.
Yeah.
Quoting the prophet of old who had prophesied hundreds of years before
That's right.
of this coming
Yes.
event.
Yeah.
There was a storm at hand, a storm of unbelief. You would think if anybody could have believed on Jesus Christ of their own selves, it would have been Peter and some of those others,
If they could have.
if they could. And that's the work of the Almighty.
That spirit.
And the storm
Pray for that.
came exceedingly great. One of the accounts says the boat was overflowed with water. Another account says it was filled with water.
Yeah.
At least 3 of those men on that boat were fishermen. They made their livelihood. They lived by fishing on that lake.
Yeah. They knew that.
They knew that they were in jeopardy. If something didn't happen, they was going to drown.
Yeah.
That's what their eyes was telling them. That's what their experience was telling them. No doubt they had heard of many a person that had died in that sea.
Sure.
Yeah.
And by saying that, the strangest words out of the Lord's mouth when he arose. Oh, ye of little faith.
Yeah.
Sounded like they had pretty good faith, didn't they? It was obvious something. If something wasn't done, they was going to die. But it was of little faith. They had forgotten what the Lord had said.
Yeah.
The Lord had said, let us go to the other side.
Yeah.
That storm, Satan, or all the demons of hell could not have prevented them from getting to the other side because the Lord said, we're going to the other side. He had a purpose over there.
That's right.
There was a wild man over there that he was going to go visit because he was in need. Unless you're sick, you don't need a physician. There was a man over there was sick and he needed a physician.
That's
But
right.
when he rose up from the sleep, he rebuked the storm, and there was a great calm that came
Yeah.
about.
Great.
Without a doubt, in our lives, when Christ rises up in us,
Yeah.
there is a great
Yeah.
calm that is about.
That's
Yeah.
right.
And he come to the other side and he found this wild Gadarene who was wandering through the tombs naked
Yeah.
in his
Terrorizing people.
terrible mind,
Yeah.
afflicting and abusing himself.
Yeah.
Yep.
Christ had been beaten to the man. Here's what had got there before he was.
Yeah.
Bound him with fetters and chains. We can beat Christ to the sinner. And we can bind them with legalities and laws and commandments of men. But after we're gone, what's going to happen? They're going to break the fetters and chains, and they ain't any better off than it was before we got there. But Christ, when he comes, it's a different story. Because when they, or the village come and saw that wild Gadarene, they saw a man in his right mind. They saw a man that was clothed. They saw a man sitting at the feet of Jesus Christ. There, man, has had a change done to him, and when Christ left, that which he left in him remained, and it stays forever.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right.
And then the great thing about it all, when he left, Jesus told him to go home to your friends and your neighbors. You got something to tell them.
That's right. That's right.
And when Christ visits us, we got something to tell. We got some good news to go and tell your friends and your neighbors what great things the Lord has done for you. That is their song. That is their story. That is what the preaching is all about. That's what the praying is all about. That's what the church is all about. Sending forth the good news of what great things the Lord has done for you. I have something to tell. I feel the Lord has done something for me. I used to be in deep legalism in the Primitive Baptist.
Yeah.
And I was talking to a guy one day, I don't think I told this story. But I was telling him what a terrible person I was. And I started quoting the 3rd chapter of Romans. There is none good, no, not one. There's none that understand, none seeketh after God. They're all gone out of the way. It goes on and on and on.
Yeah, it does.
And I was just giving myself down the road. And it was just as though a hand slapped me upside the head. And a voice spoke to me and said, "Well, you denied what I've done for you."
Yeah.
And I shut my mouth. And I've never done that since. Now I will say that Sam in his own self, there's nothing good about it.
Right.
But I feel to be by myself. I feel to have the living God living within me. And so by that, I feel to be very precious. Precious enough that Christ died for me. Precious enough that God loved me so much that he would allow his son to die for me. We have great things to tell. The suffering that Christ went through at Calvary. The things he went through before and after.
Sure.
He said, you know, strange were things is that in the scriptures and how they connect together when we could see it. You know, he was asleep in the ship. But you back up about 3 or 4 verses, he's saying the birds of the air have nests, the foxes have dens, but the Son of Man hath nowhere to lay his head. And then now we're reading where he's asleep. He had no resting place here. He didn't come to rest.
That's right.
He didn't come to walk on flowery beds of ease. I was looking there in the Noble book I had to go over with. I've sung different songs. Must Jesus bear the cross alone and all the world go free.
Right.
No, there's a cross for everyone and there's a cross for me.
That's right.
There is a cross for us. He had his cross and he bore it.
Yes, he did.
People can't seem like they can't see past that wooden cross at Calvary. There was a much greater cross than that. That was the one that he bore in his soul, in his very heart. He carried that one to Calvary.
That was the true one.
That was the true cross.
Yes, it was.
Suffered on it. We have great things to say because I feel the Lord has done great things for us.
Yeah.
The physician, he that is whole, needs not a physician. We must be made sick to start with.
You have to.
See, back
If you don't get sick.
back then, they didn't have all this medical that we got today, having annual physicals and checkups and all these things, trying to find something that's wrong or not. As long as they felt good, they didn't need a physician. It's when they started hurting is when they needed a physician. And that is the idea that is set forth here. Unless we're hurting, we don't need a physician.
That's right. That's right. You won't
Come unto me, all ye that labor and are heavy laden.
Yeah.
See, laid down with a load of sin,
Yes.
loaded
That's
down
what it's about.
with our attempts to
Preach that, Sam, preach
satisfy
that.
that which the Lord demands, and we just can't get it done.
Yeah.
Take my yoke upon you, lay that yoke down, take my yoke upon you and learn of me. For I am meek and lowly in heart, and ye shall find rest
Yeah.
to your souls. The most
That's the
precious
best part.
thing that we
Do you
can
need rest
have
today? You
in
do.
this life.
You do.
We have a struggle here in this
Believe with
world.
your belief, you enter into rest.
That is the purpose of the church. It is a resting place where we can find rest and peace.
So thankful for it.
It's not a place of bitterness and arguing and fighting, but it's a place to lay all those things down.
Yes.
Exactly right.
Jesus said in thy brother smack me on the cheek and turn to him the other. I suppose that he meant that physically, but it goes much further than
Yeah.
that physical
That's a
part.
good example.
It is my nature. Somebody says something ugly about me, I'm gonna say something ugly about me.
It is. It is.
And the uglier they are, the uglier I'll be.
That is nature.
I like that eye for an eye and a tooth for a tooth under the Old Testament.
Yeah.
As long as it ain't my eye, and as long as it ain't my tooth. I like it very good.
Yeah.
But we are to lay that aside.
Yes,
That's
we
where
are.
that old yoke. You know, what's a yoke? I've never seen one used except on television. But it's that thing that you put on an ox that he will bore the load.
Yep.
And we are likened unto oxen, and obviously Christ is likened to an oxen.
Carry
I've
that
heard
burden.
a lot of stories, and there's a lot of things in nature. Jesus took things in nature and taught spiritual lessons from it. He's compared to an ox. The old ox. We read in the scriptures about beasts. And generally when I hear that word beast, I think of something terrible.
Yeah.
I've seen pictures of a lion and a tiger and this and that and all kinds of stuff. And generally that's what I think of when I think of a beast.
Right.
But I really don't think that's the beast of the scriptures for the most part. There's another beast. There's a beast of murder.
Yeah.
An ox is a
Yep.
beast. It's a beast. Designed by God himself to be yoked and to pull a heavy load. And I've been told, and it's been verified to me several times, that the old ox will get a heavy load and he gets to pulling. And it gets hard enough, he'll start moving. And when it gets hard enough, he'll go to his knees. Jesus Christ, the ox, of all oxen in the Garden of Gethsemane went to his knees.
Yes, he did. Yes, he did.
Father, if it's possible, let this cup pass through me. He went to his knees. The old ox had a heavy load to pull.
Yeah.
If it's possible, let this cup pass through me. What was in the cup? Separation from the Father is what was in the cup. He cried out, my God, why hast thou forsaken me? We talk about the suffering that Jesus suffered. Now that is the ultimate of it all. Separated from his Father. Just like the first Adam in the Garden of the morning, he was separated from God himself. The second Adam at Mount Calvary was separated from his Father. And generally we call that in the scriptures death. That's all death is just separation. Go tell your friends what great things the Lord has done for you.
Well done.